Hi, I'm Shadex, and this is an any percent speedrun of Wrack. Wrack is an arcadey, Doom-like, first-person shooter that was released last year. As a speedrun, it's very good. It's very fast-paced. If I can get a good run, it's usually a really good watch, and it's got a lot of skips and tricks. The first of which is Straferunning. So how Straferunning works is you just hold W and A and W and D, and you walk, and that puts you on a diagonal, and then you just kind of look in the opposite way, and it gains you a ton of speed, so it's much faster than just walking forward and back like this. The second thing you'll notice is that I'm building up combos. So if you look at the bottom center of my screen, you see a little combo bar. So the faster I kill enemies and the more enemies I kill, the quicker and better of a combo I will get. So I actually build it up there so that I can kill this boss extremely quickly. So instead of doing only a couple hundred damage with my normal shotgun attack, I'll be able to do over 1000 damage. So I'm going to do that again, and it can be quite hard, and really one of the hardest things to learn about this game is strafe running and comboing at the same time. The second thing I did there is I jumped on top of a crawler's head, these little crawler guys, and I jumped onto another one of those chicks' heads. That allowed me to skip a section, and also did a power-up. So the power-up I got is called a Doom Sphere, and it increases my damage to the point where I can just one-shot this boss with a combo now. Instead of just doing slightly over 1000 damage, I can do upwards of 2000 easily. And usually after the boss fights, you do kind of like a little dance and some music plays, and sometimes that guy shows up to talk to you. We don't really care about the story though, don't worry about that. Just go fast. There are 8 levels in this game. We skip almost all of the last level, but everything else we mostly do. Sometimes we skip some sections and stuff like that, but for the most part, we just play through the game very quickly. One skip I'm doing here is I can jump on those barrels and jump over this. It's pretty precise, and the timing can be pretty difficult to get down. There is another glitch I could have done here. I could have jumped over the lava in the center of the pit, but that is not very viable. The enemy AI can be really annoying at times, and they really just love to be frustrating and knock you off of stuff. So when you're jumping over lava and you have to hit like a small little square in order to live, oh geez, these guys need to see what I mean about being frustrating. But when you need to jump onto a tiny little square to live, and there's already a guy on it, and you're relying completely on RNG for it to not be in your way, it's really risky. I would normally do it, but quick saves take a long time to load. A really long time to load. So these guys take 5 hits each. We're required to kill all 3 of them in order to open up a door. You could technically get up to the door without killing these guys in 2 different ways, but the door wouldn't be open, so there's no real point. Besides, the sword is really cool and probably my favorite weapon, even if it's not the best. It's about the 3rd best DPS-wise. So I just kind of fell onto that stair. That can be kind of tricky to do as well. If you like miss 1 or 2 jumps, suddenly you have a million enemies like just hitting you from behind. A lot of what I'm going to be doing, if I just shoot these guys, these big blue guys, it's usually just to knock them out of the way so that my path is a bit easier on the way back or on the way through. They take, I believe, 3 shotguns to kill, whereas these small, like female ones just take 1, and the crawlers take 1 or 2, depending. So a lot of these levels are later in sections just like that. You beat section 1, and then you go to section 2, and once you've beaten them both and hit a button at the end of both, or something along those lines, you open up the final area of the level, and it's just like a boss fight. So this is kind of a unique boss fight. Most levels just have 1 end boss. This one just has kind of a wave fight where you kill 1 wave and then the second one spawns, which is the robots rather. Then the 3rd one with the 2 guys. This next level starts without a cutscene, which always kind of throws me off. But this is another level where it's segmented into sections. So you can do either section to start. I always just like going off to the right instead of the left. That button opens up another section. It also spawns some enemies back there, but it didn't really matter too much. Oh, I messed up a little bit there, but I'm gonna charge a shot so that I can kill that guy and run past him easier. This part can be pretty risky. It's easy to bump into enemies or walls or stuff like that. Speak of the devil. And get knocked down. And if you get knocked down, you just have to go back up. Jeez. And that's actually faster in real time than just loading up the quick save, because it can actually take a long time. If I was going for a record attempt, then I would just load it, but I would either load it or reset. But anyway, that's the end of section 1. And if you saw up there, there's like a little area straight to the, just straight from where you spawn at the start. It's gated off. Unfortunately, we've tried a lot. You can't get through that gate. So this is section 2. There's a few more little skips we can do here. This is a really, really small skip, if I could kill that one. You can just kind of jump on top of that crawler's head and get in here. I'm also going to spawn in stand in a very specific spot there to block an enemy spawn. So enemy spawns are all pretty much fixed, and if you stand where they're supposed to spawn, like if you memorize their spot before, they just won't spawn, and it can be kind of annoying, because later on in the game, there's actually a part where we're required to kill all these enemies, and we have to kind of kite a robot around very specifically, or else he'll stand where enemies are supposed to spawn, and we can't kill them in time to maintain a combo or anything like that. It's actually in the next level. So this boss is also RNG based. He went straight down there. Sometimes he can stay up for a few seconds. That just means I won't be able to get the fastest cycle on him. He also did a really bad RNG thing there too. The attack he did was very short, so we'll see what he does here. So this is one of the longer attacks. He'll shoot all these rockets out. You can see this attack is way longer than that last one. Also, I almost died there. Those rockets are really effective at knocking you off of this platform. $54, 1 health. You're kidding me. Okay, this is a shit level. Bad, bad, bad level. We'll keep going though, don't worry. Let's see. Oh jeez. Alright. Let's keep it going. This next level is one of my least favorite. It has a part which is based on RNG essentially. So you have two options basically. You can build a combo up, which is really hard to do, and you have to build it all the way up and then keep it. Or you can hope for RNG, and the RNG is actually faster than the skill-based way to do it. So if you want to go for a record, you have to go for RNG. If you don't get either of them, you automatically lose close to 30-ish seconds, automatically. Even if you make no other mistakes. A level. Which is a joy. So that's this part right here. We also have to, like I mentioned earlier, kite this big robot. Basically, as long as he's not on this part, the metal part, we're good. You can see him in the bottom right there. I have a combo, but because I was waiting for those guys to spawn, I missed like a couple bullets, and the combo's gone, and that means that I have to rely on a boost like that. So sometimes in boxes there will be traps, and in that specific spot, if we jump on top of the trap, we can get to a power-up, which lets us completely demolish that guy. So that we went up there and just destroyed him. We just destroyed him just with this gun. If we didn't get that power up, it would have taken an extra 30 seconds in order to kill him. We would have been standing there for 40 seconds. This part, you're kind of on a timer. You just have to not get crushed by that thing. And crouching through is really small, so we just kind of time it so that you can run through. That was really close. So there's one last glitch here. These guys need to boost me over that, and that saves a little bit of time. And I just need to shoot this guy out of the way so I can get through. Alright, so which level is this? This is actually one of my favorite levels. This is by far the shortest. Well, it's the shortest level in the game, but not by a lot. The first level is also pretty short. Unlike all the other levels, except the first one, that have multiple sections, this level is just one part. And I believe that's mainly due to the fact that we skip the sections. I'm not sure. I've never actually completed this level legitimately, to be completely honest. When I was like routing the game and doing time trials, like no one else had done this level yet. So I just kind of like played through it casually, and then I got to this part, and I was just like, okay, but you can just boost over that and then run straight to the boss. So there's no point in playing the rest of the level, because that's by far the fastest way to get there. This guy's also pretty interesting. He has kind of a bug that he does very rarely, where he'll just take a long time to decide on an attack, and I'll just end up standing in the middle of the field for a long time. So what I need to do here is run around... Am I missing shots? I think those all hit. Run around the outside of this place to collect as many pulsar ammo as I can. I didn't do a very good job of it. I hope I got that last pack of it at the end, or I'm in a lot of trouble, actually. I don't think I did. Not in that much trouble, but... Basically, I have to try to not use much pulsar ammo in the next couple levels. Alright, so this level and the next level are where things get really difficult. This is the main reason why we play on an easier difficulty. Not the easiest, but an easier one. Basically, this level and the next level are super freaking difficult. This one's a lot easier since I found a skip that skips half the level. To say the least, it's a lot easier. But what we actually need to do... Nope, I have to reload that actually. I went a bit too slow. We have to actually overcharge our health, which you do by getting full health and then picking up the small health packs that give you 5 health each. I can't get it. I'm at 6 health, I have to reload again. I'll give it one more shot before I just reset. Try this again. Basically, I need to do a rocket jump. Rocket jumps take 100 health. So, aka all of my health. So 5 HP. As long as I can hit this button, we're good. So I hit the button, I suicide, and it just spawns me out back at the front. Which is good, because now we need to go to the second section. That's a little bit of... That's a pretty big skip. It skips half the level. Not the harder half, though. This half, I am very, very likely to die in this half. Hit the button, please. Thank you. I'm very, very, very likely to die in this level, rather. Basically, most of it's easy, except there's a part up here. Lava is an insta-death, and as I mentioned earlier, enemy AI really, really likes to push you. There are multiple ways for it to push you. I think I have it. I got it. So there's like 3 crawlers up there. Any one of them can push you into the lava, and then there's two snipers like these guys, and those guys can push you into the lava as well and do a ton of damage. So I think I'm okay. I just have to run straight to the end. I'm gonna lose a bunch of time because of the one mistake, but it's really not that big of a deal. Oh, I almost got hit into the electric field down there, though. That would have been an insta-death as well. Alright, so this is the second last level. There is a glitch which would save a minute. But every time I try to do it, I die. This is like the 10th time I've gotten this far. So I'm just gonna do the viable RTA strat. Maybe. It's hard to go slow. I'll try it. I'll check. I'll check. I have to check. Okay. So nothing good there. Alright, so here's what I have to do. Any traps. I have to let the traps do their thing. I have 105 health, so I can do it. This is not going to be pretty. Okay, 35 health. I might survive. Nope. God damn it. The guy basically pounded his fists on the ground, and it knocked me straight into an electric field. Alright, so it looks like I can do this. It's not going to save a huge amount of time, but if I can live through this, it'll save a big chunk. And that's what I meant by pounded his fist. That thing right there that he did. Alright, so here we go. Basically I was just biding time so that I could get that ammo. And I'm required to kill these enemies. That's the only reason I'm going slow here. Basically, these enemies all need to die in order for me to progress. It can be kind of hard though, because they get up here pretty quickly, and you have to kind of jump around them like that. And once you kill them, I can leave. But it's not that easy, because this place is filled, and there's supposed to be a floor there, but because we kinda got up here in a roundabout way, there is not. So hopefully we'll save time, who knows? Honestly, who knows? So this is a somewhat hard boss. Not in the speedrun, she isn't very difficult. She's easy to mess up on, and if I mess up right now, it's basically an insta-death. That's the only real issue here. So she has a few attacks. One is this homing missile. All you have to do to dodge that is sit in this little bunker thing. She's doing like a little laser eye thing right now, but if I just sit kind of under her, she'll be able to hit me with it. And a lot of what this is just me listening for audio cues and from experience. So after every few attacks, I can run around and pick up some ammo. It looks like I already got it all though. So 23 ammo, not the best, not the worst. So I can hit him 3 times with a bazooka every cycle. The more bazooka ammo I can not use here, the better, but that's okay. And that's because the ammo actually comes over to the next level as well, so looks like I might actually not save time, which isn't that surprising given how long it took to get up here. Not too big of a deal either way, obviously. And this is also RNG. I've been down there for a long time before, like over a minute, and she just hasn't like done an attack before. It's very rare for that to happen, but it does happen very, very occasionally. So he needs like 2 shotgun shells, so I'm just gonna... There. So I saved a bunch of time, you can see, but that's alright. No big deal, no big deal at all. Alright, so this is the last level. This level's pretty interesting because we skip it. So let me explain. What this level is supposed to be is you go to section 1, you complete section 1, you hit a button. That button opens up section 2. You beat section 2 and it opens up the boss. So there's these laser walls, and the buttons actually open up the laser walls. So the exploit then is to walk on one of these lines, go up to the laser wall, and spam W and A. W and D rather. And you just kind of go through, and I'm hitting the wrong buttons. You just kind of go through them. So I actually asked the dev about it, and he basically said there was an issue very early on with sloped walls. And unfortunately I did try with pretty much every other wall in the game. And that's not a joke, literally almost every other wall. And I couldn't get it to happen anywhere else. But this would have probably been the hardest level, and we skip it, so that's something. That's something at least, right? So anyway, every time that this guy crosses his arms and a little like red barrier goes around him, I need to hit him with the sword to deactivate that shield. He's also a very expressive boss. He usually gets pretty surprised when you hurt him, then he's just kind of sad. And he's angry. In the hardest difficulty, he has like a death face, it's like a skull, and he'll, if you don't do a certain amount of damage to him, he'll automatically kill you. So optimally, I would use all of my pulsar ammo on this guy and all of my bazooka ammo. And that's how you know if you did it the fastest you could. And obviously click fast. That's kind of a given. The best weapon in the game, as I said earlier, is pulsar. Second best bazooka. Third best is sword, and then shotgun, and pistol. So I can kill him with these. He needs 2 shots. 1 more after this. And that's the game. That is Wrack any percent in about 20 minutes real time.